So the first question is, what was the moment you knew you wanted to fully pursue your craft, and at what point in that journey did you know you were fully capable of making it in that industry?
Love the question. Well, like I mentioned, I'm a mother of two. One of those children, she has autism. She's 6 now, so that's when I took the role 6 years ago. For mental health, it plays a part because that's mental health carried on me. Substance abuse, it happened with my brother and sister. My sister passed away. After my sister passed away, my brother took that role, you know, so I took that very, very serious, you know. It's a lot because it bothers me. I was here yesterday talking about it, almost cried. Wow. It was hard, but again, you just gotta have to be strong. You just have to do what you have to do. And again, we could use our platform to speak of, you know, that's the best thing we could do. And again, and nothing is possible without God. God is everything, you know, so, you know, so God carried me with a lot of things. And again, that goes back to suicide because when my sister passed away, I wanted to kill myself. No one was there for me. I was in Puerto Rico in a room, in a hotel room by myself. I went to CVS, I bought a plate, and I literally almost killed myself. The reason I almost did that, was because my sister, when she passed away, I couldn't make it to the Dominican Republic to see her funeral. So I had to see it through FaceTime. And when I seen her go in that box, my heart just, it was a lot. And one person calmed me down through the phone, and ever since that, 5 years ago, and again with Chloe 6 years ago, everything just, a domino effect, and everything just played a part. And I just took it upon myself to help others because, again, you don't know what the next person is going through. We could be smiling, but we could be going through a lot. And I take it as a testimony, you know, so my testimony can help someone else. So, yeah, that's why I do that.
Thank you for your vulnerability. I appreciate that.
Kind of similar to your story as well. So I lost my mom in 2017, and during that time I got into a relationship, and I didn't recognize how losing my mom affected that relationship so much, because I kind of felt like I was just on autopilot, like I was just going, and everything seemed cool on the outside, but then like internally I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't put a name to it. I couldn't figure it out on my own. So it was just kind of like going through that process, and that was a very traumatic process in that relationship. And the last couple of years, like I finally got out of it, and after that point, it was like, okay, I'm out of that, but I know, like I'm broken. Like I knew I was broken at that point, and I was like, all I have right this point is my faith and my motivation to get better and kind of to strive to do more than what I was doing in that moment. So kind of just going through that process, and like I said, kind of very similar. I was at my very, very lowest, and something just kind of like snapped in me. And like after that relationship, I was like, that is a side that I never want to kind of see again. And so it kind of just changed my mindset, kind of got back into church, kind of my health was really bad. I was losing weight, and then kind of just like, again, as I got towards the end, like I said, I'm still healing. I feel like grief is never, I'm healed, I'm ready to go. It's a constant, yeah, like I have good days, I have bad days, I have days where I'm in the middle. But I just, like I said, when I was writing that book, I knew like, I wish I had somebody to talk me through certain things that I couldn't name myself. I wish I had somebody who could, or something to just give me some type of like, you're not crazy, like you're not going through this alone. And so when I started writing the book, it kind of was just that. It wasn't like, I didn't even know what I was writing in that moment. I was just like, I'm doing something, I'm letting it all out. And then it came into this kind of idea of like, make it more of a self-help where I'm going on a journey, but the person who's reading it is also going on a journey as well. And they have space to write, they have space to get their thoughts out as well. And kind of, that's where we're at.
Love that.
Yes. That's beautiful. Both of you guys. I've been always someone interested in the arts. Like I said, I don't like people actually boxing me in. And I feel like through creativity, not only am I able to heal myself, I can heal other people. Especially with stand-up comedy. I've been doing stand-up now 7 years. But before, people were like, oh, she's just a skit girl, you know, like, but even through those skits and sketches, we were like kind of making fun of things that might break our hearts, like in real life. So through comedy and stand-up, I never even thought I would ever be a comedian. It just kind of just happened. Like, I just like to create, you know, friends were like, you need to get on stage. And as I'm going through the process of learning how and who I want to be when I'm on this stage without putting on a show, like a puppet, you know, like I want to be myself. And I kept watching different comics kind of say very similar stories. I'm like, yeah, but how can we teach? And all I could talk about is my real life, which is, I take care of my mom. I'm from a Dominican background, but I was born here in New York, so I'm very hip hop, you know, like explaining those ups and downs and what it is to take care of your mom and be a single mom. And to be honest, I love it, and it just keeps growing from there. And I've gotten opportunities to then do Spanish TV shows. So here I'm tapping into my Latin community, my Dominicans that I didn't back in the days feel very connected to, because I was like, you know, I don't listen to bachata all day like that, you know? I'm listening to like Hot 97. You know, like, why is Sábado Gigante 3-4 hours? Like, but then I ended up in an old Spanish show, and I like got put to the test to speak in old Spanish, you know, and it's very fulfilling to me and to the people I get to interview, or the people that I get to make laugh and forget for a minute that, you know, they might be going through something. So yeah, that's definitely my passion for sure.
So I've been doing art pretty much since I could pick up a crayon. My mom still has a picture from when I was 2 years old, and like, I just couldn't stop drawing when I was a kid, and it was my way. I was very quiet, I was very shy, and it was like my way to express my emotions when I didn't really have a lot to say. And so when I got older, you know, I picked up the guitar and I decided, you know, I was going through my teenage angst. I think most of us have had that stage, you know. But I picked up my guitar and I was like, you know what, I want to learn guitar. And I just decided, you know, I'm gonna do it. And so I'm self-taught, so I took lessons later on in life, but I'm very much self-taught, and so learning that way, I'm able to see and hear music in a different way, and so I'm able to express it differently. And so, yeah, as far as me getting serious with it, I have been doing it for a very long time, but I can relate to you ladies a lot when it comes to grief, because when I lost my father in 2018, I lost him to cancer. After that, I felt like my music really just, I had no feeling in it. There was no type of emotion in it. I felt like I was just trying to get through the days. And then one day, I prayed. Like, I pushed away from God at that time. And then one day I just couldn't take it anymore, and I just cried. I just cried and cried and cried. And then I prayed to God for the first time in a long while. I was like, God, change my heart. And that prayer right there, ever since, like, I've been a different person. And my music from then just became so powerful because I'm expressing my journey I've expressed my journey with him, and I've been able to really just see the world in a different way and care about things beyond myself, and to see people and to try to use my art to bring unity and liberation as I'm finding it, because grief is unpredictable. And it's like we have our waves, right? So it's really about learning how to like coast on the waves, and just, if it gets bad, you know, we can express ourselves for ourselves. Like, as artists, we have to be able to let our freedom out, and that's what we need. So yeah, thank you guys.
Was there ever a moment where you faced an obstacle or level of rejection that made you doubt yourself or consider giving up?
Well, when that happened, the car accident, I semi-wanted to give up on a lot of things, actually. 2016, let me see, my son, Aiden, he was 3 years old, you know, so I couldn't give up. So, you know, I was doing the wheelchair and he used to sit down on my lap. It was just crazy.
Mic check.
There you go. Thank you. Almost, you see? Technical difficulties, guys. Wait, repeat the question one more time, because I have Dory brain, I forget that.
Was there ever a moment where you faced an obstacle or level of rejection that made you doubt yourself or consider giving up?
Okay, so back to that. Yeah, like I said, yes and no. It was hard, but I feel like if I gave up, then I'll give up on my son, and then who was gonna take care of him, you know? So I just had to be strong for both of us and just continue, and that's that.
Woo! I'm sure he's proud of you. All of us know, 10 years later.
I know.
Yeah, so similar, I was in a very toxic relationship for about 7 years, and even when I was going through it, like, it was constantly kind of like belittling the situation, like, oh, nobody, it's been there, done there, the book is not, you know, like, there's so many books like that already, there's no point in it. So just kind of like, even after I left the relationship, those comments kind of stayed in my brain. So it's like, even when I was going through it, I still was questioning myself and second guessing, like, is it really even worth it? Like, is it something that I really should try to go into? But then again, I just kind of like grounded myself in like my faith in God and just knowing my story and just knowing that, again, even if the book doesn't do well, if it gets to 1 or 2 people who it helps, then that's what my goal was for. So it was never to, oh, I wanted to be this big popular author and I want all of this fame. No, I did it because I genuinely just wanted somebody, at least one person, to get that book and be like, wow, this is what I needed. Because I wish I had it when I was going through it. So it's just constantly, again, hearing those words, but just knowing that, you know what, that was a situation, that was someone who saw me at my lowest and kind of like took advantage of me at my lowest, and knowing that that's not my story. His words are not my story. So just, yeah.
Talk about it. You know, I'll start with, I'm never stopping. So I don't know what obstacles think they're gonna pull up on me. I'm gonna fall 9 times, get up 10. There's, you know, I can go from just like the business world. Stand-up is a very male-dominated industry. And then the women, we get very small opportunities, so that could become very competitive. And I have been in rooms where people in those rooms will try to create such a big, I think friendly competition is good, but when you're trying to make it seem like you're funnier than someone, or more popping for whatever reason, like that type of arrogance in a certain room. I'm an empath, so I feel those things a lot. So environments like that throw me off my game. But I'm not gonna stop, I just know how to pull myself away from it. And you know, and I don't care, I don't have FOMO. I will stay the ass home. You know, like, I'm creative when I'm home by myself. So those moments that I'm feeling like that, I'm like, why am I in a room that's not watering me? It's my job to get myself out of this room. Just like I've been in relationships that have not worked out. You know, people try to, you know, use you for certain things, or they'll play a great role for a whole month. I had this guy that I was feeling so sorry for. He was sleeping in his car, and I'm like, oh my God, your man, he's so talented, you know, he just needs help. A month later, this guy turned into like the devil. You know, like, it was crazy. It was a flip. I was like, oh, I got a schizo. Like, it really was. But I knew not to want to fight this person, even though I fought before. I did the Golden Gloves. I could fight, but I'm not done. Yeah. I gave him sage. I taught him how to light up sage. Got him the fuck out of there. It worked out. You know, my son ended up helping me. My son heard a commotion one day, the one and only time he tried to like put his hands on me, because I was just like, nah, bro, you gotta go. You ain't about to disrespect me in my house. You know, like, this was not happening. You know, I already had a report, you know, I'm smart. I was like, I play that shit off cool. I was like, oh, you wanna get some butt? Ah, yeah, like your sage too. And cops pulled up to my house because my son called. And, you know, so yeah, there's obstacles, but just never give up. I'm no from never giving up, ever.
Amen. I would say, I feel like, because like the music I make, I feel like it's very like genre fluid. So it's kind of like, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Because in many spaces, I have been rejected. But like she said, we ain't never giving up, ain't never giving up. But I think being rejected so often, it's kind of like, you know, it's just a stepping stone, because it ain't gonna stop me, you know? It's just a stepping stone. So yeah, I would say the time that I was close to giving up, if I could think about it, was really, I'm going back into my grief. Like when my father passed, like it just felt like, you know, like my mother and father were my balance, like, and are, okay? But yeah, like losing my father, like it's just something that is hard to even put into words, but I feel like I just, during that time, like during figuring that out, I lost so much. And I was just trying to really figure out how to live. And yeah, this goes back to, you know, me giving it to God in these moments and remembering, like, you know, I'm not alone. I have my family, and I'm gonna just keep going. And all of that, even as devastating as it still is, you know, like, I know that God has a plan, and even through that, He has refined me through that plan in a way where, like, I'm able to connect with others who have hurt in that type of deep level, and I'm able to share some light, even when it feels really, really dark. So we ain't never giving up, period. You know, it gets hard. Like I said, it comes in waves, right? We have good times, bad times, but we can't ever give up. So, yeah.
Lost nothing, God saved you.
I relate to not having FOMO, by the way, because that's the worst thing you could ever have. You know, like you need to be